I think that's fairly key considering LMQ's laning is just so damn strong that if they can at least set back the jungler a little bit, then the lanes have to win all on their own.
But what's crazy is there's been almost no mid lane bans, just 2, which I guess for what we've seen in the NALCS tends to be on the low side. We saw 5 and 6 in the last couple of games here. And it's actually only LMQ that's banning champions away. So YSO Esports getting first dibs, and they're going to grab Ziggs here for Mikasa.
Yeah, he had a Ziggs game against Challenger 8 in that 55-minute showdown, so that was probably a pretty smart pick for him. He's going to need to have some counter push, just knowing how Xiao is going to try and do as much as possible against him. Those are some very aggressive 2 first picks from LMQ, though.
Wow, so these guys want to do a whole bunch of damage. The mid lane, I'm assuming it's going to be mid lane Kha'Zix. We do see some guys jungling him.
You think?
I know
I
Link
don't
likes
know.
it.
There's definitely a little bit mix of both. No Name, at least in solo queue, played a lot of Kha'Zix, and then they're ranked 5, so that was a very, very known pick for him. Against Ziggs, Kha'Zix is a very good pick.
Yeah, that's why I read that.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's about a 50-50 at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know, like, to think about things that happened today, actually, EG, I know, picked up the Mundo and was like, this could go top, it could go mid.
It's a nice sneaky little trade, yeah.
And they could go wherever they wanted to with it. The Gragas as well, right? Could have been mid, could have been jungle. And so at least it gives them options. Vi picked up here with Renekton as well. 3 Renektons in a row, actually, for YSO Esports. Really playing the same comps.
Yeah. And this time they're going top lane with Sphinx, who is who they had against Cognitive Forge. They actually had 2 different top laners throughout the tournament. So this guy, he's the guy who plays top laner the most, and it is who they're going with.
And so you're right about it being jungle Kha'Zix, by the way. Xiao actually has been spamming the crap out of Nidalee.
What if it's jungle Mundo with mid Nidalee and top Kha'Zix?
Or top Nidalee and mid Kha'Zix, you don't even know.
Go anywhere they want. What if it's a jungle Leona who builds a Tiamat freak?
That's a possibility. Support Nidalee.
It's definitely not.
It could be Darius Maokai bottom lane.
It could be for YSO Esports because they haven't picked their bottom lane yet.
Yep. Well, you can hope, chat. Nope, those aren't the champions we were looking for.
Damn.
We were close.
Thought we had that one.
I know. It was a good prediction.
Yeah, Tick mains Lulu as far as supports go, so he's definitely more of a throwback in that sense. He's not playing the Ana Leona that everyone else is. But I think Lulu is fantastic against the heavy engaged supports. They're generally focused around burst nowadays, and Lulu prevents that straight up.
Exactly, and I know if you get really good timing, you can interrupt leaps and whatnot. It's pretty hard to get the knock-up to stop like a Kha'Zix jump, but you can stop Leona's E, you can stop Kha'Zix jump. The best way to do it, if you get really lucky, is
they go on Twitch.
They jump to the back line, and you knock someone in the middle, and he doesn't even get there.
They're going Twitch.
They are going Twitch. So Twitch picked up
Twitch.
Heavy damage output from the YSO Esports lineup.
Yeah.
And the Caitlyn grab here for some strong laning here from LMQ.
Twitch is like nearly suicidal against Leona.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, because he goes stealth and gets into his 550 range, and as soon as he pops up, Leona's basically just going back in on him. So if he doesn't get ahead, he is going to get completely stomped on by that LMQ bottom lane. But if he does get ahead, could be their saving grace. It's it is one of the boldest AD carry picks you can grab.
It is a fairly squishy lineup from LMQ, and that their jungler's not a tank.
They're absolutely a squishy lineup. I think they require getting quite far ahead. It is a poke comp with a combination of hard engage. They have a very weak midline. So I still feel like compositions that are like this rely on getting ahead. When they do get ahead, they're incredibly potent because they have the hard engage and the poke.
Yeah.
It's just if they fall a little bit behind, they have no mid lane control for those comeback team fights.
And that's going to be always something to consider. But with LMQ having such amazing laning, having incredible players overall, right, being sort of bred in the professional Chinese scene, which is all about crazy aggressive plays and dives, you got to realize these guys are ready for this kind of gameplay.
This could be rather fast challenger games.
It really could
I'm wondering. Yeah.
It really could.
How quickly are they going to take it off? Also, a little note for Xiao. I already said it's Little Wei Xiao, which is actually what it kind of translates to because he's not Wei Xiao. But it's funny because Wei Xiao itself is small smile or like a smirk. So his name is literally Little Small Smile.
Yes.
If we translate it.
It's good. I like the name. But we are here into the game, guys. YSO Esports on the blue side starting out their builds. L over in the red in the top right. And I want to see what these guys start their games out with. Of course, plenty of warding totems. That's all fine. 10 of those for these people. And more, actually, the support here of LMQ is starting with a Relic Shield, so not like the Doran's in this one.
Yeah. It's potentially a little hazardous early on if they have a 2v2 lane and Alex the Man and Tick decide to all in them, just because he's down a little bit of health and auto attack avoidance. But overall, I think this is the highest gold generating item of the support itemization.
Yeah.
You share so much gold with that execute, and you also help push very quickly.
Yeah, you do. The tier 1's worth about 1 gold per 10 to the AD carry. That's my theory of why CLG picks it up so much with Afro is because it lets double lift get even bigger.
Hasn't been working too well for them.
No, unfortunately not, but we'll see what else.
They were up about 40 CS in lane again.
Yeah?
But then Cutie Pie had like 5 kills. Well, went wrong.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. I remember actually like the interviews with Doublelift and Afro being like, yeah, we can just hard carry from the bottom lane now because sports get more gold. And that just hasn't happened for these guys. We are into this game, though.
It's actually Kiwi Kid and Cutie who are doing that.
Yeah?
Turning it around, so it's possible. It
is, just for the team that's winning. Xiao, a lot of Nidalee play actually have been spamming that a whole bunch in ranked 5s by the end of the season. If you actually check out their team, their whole match history is all victories, as far back as you can go on their ranked 5s team. So they've just been spamming games and just chilling there. Funny note on that actually is the Cloud9 EU team, Eclipse, actually disbanded their team after they qualified so that you couldn't look at their match histories.
To stop them from being able to scout.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Most of the rest of the teams left their teams up.
What about the border?
Well, I think it was already in by that point.
Yeah, you're right. So they just lose the they lose
the
really
basic
nothing
seeding if they want to
re-qualify. Could someone technically steal their name?
Maybe. It was Apples to Sour, though. I think they already made Cloud9 Eclipse at that point. Apples to Sour no longer exists in the EU ladder, but whatever.
So, all right. I feel like LMQ probably should have done that then. Or they're so confident.
I think they are.
I think they're just confident.
They streamed all their games.
Wow.
They sat there streaming like, yeah, we're going to beat everyone. Come watch us be awesome. And that worked pretty well for them. I mean, honestly, they're here. They're doing a very good job. Let's see what these guys end up
Nothing but domination so far.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. So, landing has begun for these guys, 2.5 minutes in. Looks like you were right that YSO Esports did push early on. First wave did reach the turret, but looks like we're kind of resetting back here. And I want to see how this lane does pan out, because I feel like, to me, Leona Caitlyn isn't the best synergy lane. Because
it's not, yeah,
doesn't all in as hard.
It's not exactly a kill lane, but I think they're basically picking the synergy for later. They want Nidalee to synergize with Caitlyn outside of turrets when they're sieging, and they want Leona to synergize with Kha'Zix once they land some poke and they want to go in. In the lane, I think the Leona is mainly for the gank support and is going to play passive while Caitlyn farms and just be there when ganks come. Or if Caitlyn gets enough harass down, like for instance if that Pilth over Peacemaker would have hit, you might have seen Leona go in. It really, I think, is heavily dependent on the performance of Vasily on Caitlyn, and then Moore can do something on Leona.
Do some more, maybe.
Do some more.
Yes.
That doesn't work.
What do you mean?
Because
if you can do some more,
I could say he could do something. Maybe if he got a kill, we'd be like, maybe he can do more in that lane to help him out.
Okay.
Then it would work.
Fine. Whatever. I don't agree with you, but it's okay. I'll drop this one for now. Top lane, the jump is coming in here. No Name waiting around. CS6 going to jump away. Ooh, he dodges the leap right there, so not much slow. Tick taking a bunch of pain under the turret, down to 300 health. Puts them back on a case of Vasily. A little injured as well here.
Yeah, that's a little dangerous. I also like how in bottom lane, all the supports have kind of just started taking Ignite again. There was a long period of exhaust. And there's the flash. He gets him.
Tick flashes to pull him all the way back. This is going to be a very much dead Lulu.
Don't walk to the 80 carry.
Oh, he gave first one to the 80 carry, but it baited him in. Can Alex do enough damage? There's barrier, and I believe he expunged too early. Alex now stunned up and likely to die. Pops barrier again, puts the W down to slow. One more auto attack, maybe two. Nope. Moore picks up the kill. 2-0 bottom lane.
So much action.
And there's more happening. Mikasa not in a good spot. And goodbye. Wei Zhao says, my house. Mikasa goes down.
Oh, dear. So we knew LMQ was a strong early game team, and that just was all of the strength at once. Because, like we said, once someone gets low in that YSO Esports lane, which happened because Lulu over tower dived, it was pretty much Leona going in solo and going to finish off the Lulu. At that point, I think there was just some panic in YSO Esports. First off, Lulu just going into Caitlyn, trying to bait a kill and failing, gives the first blood to Caitlyn. That was a fat chunk of 400 gold.
Oh, yeah.
And then Twitch overstayed as well, not only burning both summoners, but also giving up another kill.
And so LMQ, by the time they recall, have built up a gold lead. Targon's Brace now picked up, plus a Ruby Crystal, whole bunch of cash money on the LMQ bottom lane. And that's just looking happy for these guys. LG Hunter looking maybe for something top lane, but Ackerman's like full health right here. I don't know if this Vi gank's going to be nearly as successful.
Yeah, he was just kind of planning his gank, I think, before the game happened. They're going to try a hard tower dive.
Well, they're doing a whole bunch of damage. That actually worked amazingly. Sync stays alive with like 40 health, but minions might switch targets. Okay, he'll live with 0 health.
Also, for those of you who are watching Challenger for the first time but checked out World Championships last year, Ackerman in the top lane is godlike from Royal. So, or was it? Yeah, Royal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Royal Club Huangzhou. The other one is Royal Club Tianxi, which is the rest of these guys here. The other 4 were all on that roster, which was another team in the LPL. And they cut part of it out, moved them over here. That's pretty much the entire roster history.
But that last gank was incredibly impressive. Let's see if this Kaz can finish off a no flash 6.
Oh, Mikasa is going to put this out of charge. Jumps
spear.
away. Ooh! Javelin does not quite land. So he's alive for now, but a level 6 Nidalee is scary.
Yeah, while we have a minute, I just want to say how impressive that top lane gank was. Because Vi was sitting on top of a ward, and Ackerman did not think there was a way that that gank would work. But this Kha'Zix has been everywhere, so can't explain things here.
Okay, passive slow should land. Tick gonna take some damage, but LG Hunter is here. The slow, and there's no leap for No Name. He does not have flash either. That champion could be chased down, but Moore just body blocking everything. Soaks up the damage and says, I will protect you, and does so.
Yeah, G Hunter was there for a strong counter gank, and it made the LMQ bot lane have to play a little bit of defense. When all said and done, though, no harm done. The junglers didn't farm. Lifesteal and stuff, everything's fine.
And both junglers going Elder Lizard for their builds. An early longsword picked up by LG Hunter.
Damage time.
It's damage time for these guys, hitting them with their
punch
punches.
things and eat things.
Yes, and claw them to death. See what happens. Mikasa at level 6. Alright, he's happy. Alright.
So,
blue buff soon.
This is a bit of an aside, but it's on the topic of Spirit of the Elder Lizard. I really think junglers are going to be tracking more towards damage. It just hasn't happened in competitive yet, because if we watch any high elo solo queue game, I'm seeing most junglers actually go Spirit of the Other Lizard, and just kind of crush the game. You see that with Kha'Zix, Hecarim, Wukong, Vi. I think the change to allow percentage health and mana return on damage to jungle monsters really just enables these junglers to build more damage and then really succeed, because they're staying full health in the jungle and they're doing more damage and allows them to farm faster. Just everything works together. Whereas even though sure you can farm fast with the tank spirits now too, you don't have the damage to clear as quickly. I think it enables so many more carry junglers, and only because competitive play is kind of like so set in their ways with the way the jungler plays support to the lanes, it's going to take a little longer for that. But this is definitely one of those trends I think is going to go from solo queue where it is right now into challenger where it's approaching, and then eventually make it into pro play.
And sort of anecdotally, I agree with you. I've seen evidence to the same. Like, you look at the main example is Meteos in the end of Season 3, where he was like, yeah, I just copied a player from solo queue who taxed every lane and took all the farm, and then out of nowhere became the best jungler in NA. Because he was like, oh, I saw this in solo queue, it's really good. The champion picks we've been seeing, when Xerath sprung in the middle of the Spring Split in NA, the Teemo mid lane we saw, Cloud9, the only team to even beat TSM so far in the spring, like, it's like, oh, I saw this guy do it in solo queue, this is really good. Just like we keep seeing this work.
Yeah. Also, LMQ, they're this really great team in Rank 5's queue. And now they're destroying in Challenger too. 3-1. Yeah. Look at that.
Guys are pretty freaking great. Here we go. Ackerman just last hitting under turret. And actually, interestingly, with the despite the sort of gank and dying and whatnot, he's only down 3 minions against a Renekton, a renowned lane bully. So I gotta say, even in like the losing lane, it's not too
here
bad.
It comes bottom, right into a Vi.
Okay, Moore is 6. Who are they gonna find? Anyone? Alex the Man gonna not take any damage. LG Hunter getting jumped on is level 6 though, but taking so much burst, goes down without even getting to ultimate. That is a happy thing for LMQ and a sad one for YSO Esports.
That was really good play by Moore, I have to say. There was only one member in that lane that before the game didn't have flash, and that's exactly who Moore decided to target. You wouldn't think that they would go for Vi because it's the most farmed member, or probably the hardest one you'd think to kill, but they had all the cooldowns in their head, knew Leona would result in a kill on Vi, and because they took out the jungler, they can now get Dragon.
Look at this, Ackerman taking it up pretty happily, the jungler moving top, interestingly enough. Neither team running a jungler down here, it's No Name. Ooh, that was actually nearly a steal. Nice try by Tick.
Yeah.
But they actually knew that No Name was holding top.
Look at how
up
aggressive he is posturing right now.
Well, Alex the Man trying to find a little jump in right here, but not much mana on Lulu. Not going to be helpful. They jump in onto Vasilio. Do they have the damage? Barrier pop by both these guys. She does not yet go down. Tick's still trying. Ignite is on. One more attack would do it, but they can't reach it. The flash over the wall before LG Hunter could ult in to help that one. The Twitch is around, but doesn't matter. Another kill picked up. LMQ, huge lead, 6-1.
Every step of the way, LMQ is just outplaying YSO Esports. That was a brilliant bait right there by Asili on Caitlyn right at the end to finish off that kill. Moore is fearless on Caitlyn, but is not getting punished for it. On Leona, but is not getting punished for it. As we said, if that Twitch starts falling behind, the stealth popping out is a death sentence, and that's exactly what happened there. As soon as he popped out of stealth, Leona Zenith bladed and went in for the kill.
And he had to just run the heck away and left his support out to cry and die on her own. Alex the Man still trying to farm up, though. Holding up in minions. Well, actually, I say that without the Targon's Brace sort of being there. But
it looks better.
Yeah, it looks closer than it is, but it's actually pretty horrific. You're seeing a Bloodthirster almost done for Vasily, whereas just barely a Cutlass now for Alex the Man's Twitch. He's 1,000 gold away from having Blade of the Ruin King without even getting boots. Whereas Vasily's got Zerker Greaves and almost enough for the combined.
Yeah, and take a look at the mid lane as well. Xiao is getting fairly far ahead on Italy. So this team composition we see with 2 pokers is reaching the mid game in a very strong state right now. Kha'Zix, despite not having tremendous farm in the jungle, has been able to apply a lot of map pressure. He is hoping to sneak in around the back of Mikasa, but he's going to have to take his sweet time on that one.
Yeah, Xiao just kind of lessening under the turf now, not really applying any pressure. Top lane fight coming on right here. Ackerman popping the ulti. I'm just going to get his health back up and actually push Sphinx out. I don't think he can go for the kill right here.
Gotta be careful here.
He's going to ult as well. Ackerman's ult about to run out, but Sphinx just can't find the rest of the damage here. Has a level lead, actually, from Ackerman having to leave earlier. There's also a different item build, Tiamat versus Sunfire Cape.
Yeah.
Mundo got the better of that whole deal.
Yeah, Renekton's trying to go for the damage build. He wants to try and transition his lead into the mid-game team fights and really deal a lot of damage as Renekton. But if he can't get Ackerman out of lane, he's not going to be able to do that.
That's going to be a difficult situation because Mundo's been regenning and has a Sunfire Cape. We're still tracking Twitch. Holding up so far, I guess. He's not like getting shoved out of lane without jungle help, so the lane's not over, just in a rough spot. And YSO Esports, they've got to figure out what they're going to do to transition out of this laning phase, because laning clearly isn't working for these guys. They're losing dragons, they're losing CS overall. Something else needs to go on for these guys. And
normally I'd say
sure what their plan is.
Normally I'd say they should start trying to force dragon fights, because they do have the Renekton in the mid game, and Ziggs lives for dragon fights with his AoE damage. But I can't say that because LMQ already took the dragon. That's just really good timing by LMQ throughout this. Sphinx could potentially roam down and start shoving mid lane because there's not very good wave clear on the side of Nidalee, and they might be able to force a turret. But that's really the only option I see them doing, and that in itself is a risk, because the only person that theoretically has a lead on their team right now is Sphinx. And if he goes to roam and nothing happens, he would lose it.
Oh man, that's just a tough thing to kind of, damn if you do, damn if you don't. You hope it works out though if you go for this one. Let's see, blue buff not quite going to get stolen, so Mikasa going to at least have mana to spend in this lane. Is still kind of nurturing a minion kill deficit against Nidalee, who's just had a better time of this one. The early kill, of course, helping that quite a bunch.
That guy knows how to farm, that's for sure.
Yeah, he really does. And what I like seeing, actually, and we saw this last time we looked at mid about 2 minutes ago, he kind of stayed in Cougar form, and after killing the minions, jumped forward and pushed Mikasa around and said, you know you can't fight me. I do a whole bunch of base damage. And while farming very well, has also been putting pressure on the lane.
They're trying to do a pretty brute force invade right here. They have wards inside the red buff, and if Leona and Caitlyn can peel over to the red buff, they would be able to get a successful steal. But it's all about balancing the pushing of the bottom lane with the stealing of the red buff. A little bit of mind games going on here.
Oh, Mikasa got it. Nice job with the ducky. It looks like, yeah, these guys are still waiting around. Wards in these brushes. These guys know if the red buff gets started. Neither team has yet. And then refreshes the ward. Smart choice there. And he aggroes it, so he's going to go for this.
It's very difficult for YSO Esports to not lose something here, because if they secure the red buff, they start losing lanes. If they get the cleanest of catches, though, they can do something. He jumps pretty far back, though.
They're going to try lot burned right there. That is maybe a kill. He's very slow. Whoop. And that's going to be picking it up. There's more locking up YG Hunter, but I don't know if that's the best choice. Looks like he'll get out with his tankiness. Nidalee now kind of in the middle of the enemy team. Dragging up in a minute. That's not going to matter just yet. Top laners keep trading blows.
Yeah, LMQ did not collapse correctly on YSO Esports right there because the Viol was at the right time, and Sphinx goes all in on Ackerman.
Ooh, forced to jump away. Does he get it? One more attack. Oh, no. And Mundo, if he lands a cleaver, that was close. That would have been a kill if he didn't Q those minions right here. This is dangerous. Oh!
Right past the small one. Ackerman taking all the chances and coming out on top. We saw something like that in a previous round when he got away with a sliver of health.
Yeah. He just does not barely die.
He does not. So he does. No, hold on.
He barely.
He's really good at almost dying.
He's really good at almost dying.
Yeah.
But making something good happen because of it. There we go. Making that one happen. Mid lane going to have a recall right here. No name dying, but it's okay. He's going to come back into this one. Hold the mid lane. And these guys have already set up for Dragon again. These LMQ very much on the ball, leaving Mundo to split push top. Has the teleport anyway. And LMQ are just on the ball. They're taking every objective. You said that YSO Esports would want a Dragon fight as their best chance of doing something. They're not allowed to grab Dragon fights because there's nothing to fight over.
I think that was pretty good red buff timing as well by LMQ when they went in for it. Just because if they get pushed off of it, YSO Esports is going to use almost all their ultimates. I don't know if they were thinking this far ahead, but if they were, it would have been clever. You force a fight by the other team like a minute and a half before Dragon, and you're just planning on running away and farming. That way when the Dragon does come up, they can't contest it. It's kind of a different strategy than what we used to do on Dignitas, where in the bottom lane, we would just use ultimates to get a team low and then take Dragon while they were backing. In this case, LMQ took a fight way before Dragon so that the other team would be backing when it respawned.
Nice. And that's kind of what happened here to a certain extent. YSO Esports not prepared for this one. Here we go. Xiao looking for a little bit of damage. Mikasa running back. No name is here to dive, but LG Hunter says, no, don't you dare. Get away from my mid laner. Keeps him safe for now. But the lanes are just kind of getting worse and worse. The top lane, the only one's actually working. YSO Esports honestly holding that lane up, but the rest of the map is getting harsher.
Oh, we missed a CS.
That
terrible. 195. I was just going to comment 195 CS on Italy at 17 minutes is
pretty good.
Very high. I feel like I'm not used to seeing a number that high.
For a champion like that.
Yeah, exactly. In Italy, no one misses a couple.
We don't just see her very often, though. It's part of it as well, I suppose. Teleport into the mid lane from Dr. Mundo. Ackerman is going to cancel that, actually. Doesn't want to go for it after all. Would have been outnumbered. Probably not 1v3ing the best option. And the mid lane turret siege actually beginning. They're leaving this Caitlyn to push the bottom lane, though. So a bunch of gold going to waste in turret pressure down to the bottom side.
See how fearless Leona is right now. Pretty fearless.
Jumps on in. Alex Man down to half HP, pops stealth, and the team disengages. Caitlyn's still getting free damage on bottom.
So they stunned just so Nidalee could land the max range spear, and that was enough to push them back. It allows them pressure on the bottom lane turret, and all the advantages keep going LMQ's way.
Beautiful stuff. LMQ doing a whole bunch of great things. This turret's going to be going down before YSO Esports AD carry can even show up. 2 turrets to 1. Make this maybe 2 to 2. YSO Esports happy to push this mid lane still, and they're going to be okay with this one.
Leona coming in, I think ultimate.
Ulti on Mikasa is going to try to jump away, but Leona's still jumping in. Oh, great ulti stops the no-name leap. That's going to let Mikasa get out safely. Xiao still looking for the aggression. Alex the Man trying to get away from Vasily. Pink ward goes down. Has to flash the wall.
Ooh. No, wrong way. He tried both directions, but
couldn't see it, couldn't R in time.
Nice try. He cut him off. All credit to G Hunter, the savior of everyone, right there with his ultimate on Assault and Battery. Yeah. Unfortunately, his team is still down 2 kills to 7, but credit where credit is due. That was a nice fight ult.
And the mid turret didn't even quite go down either. A lot of summoners lost by these guys. Things getting pushed around now by Ackerman. Looks like Renekton's time to be awesome is kind of ended here, which is too bad for YSO Esports. Those briefcases hurt pretty freaking hard.
Yeah, Ackerman doing some nice work on Sphinx. You can see he's going for the offensive Renekton build too, which is why they seem to hit him a little harder. He can lifesteal up pretty well with that Ravenous Hydra. He's using the Ravenous Hydra trick. We actually might see a big fight here. I'll talk about it after.
Whole bunch of pain coming across. Ignite used to stop the Mundo regen. Is there going to be another stun from Sphinx as he finds one? One more attack, picks it up. That's working pretty nicely. I take it back. Top lane still good for YSO Esports.
Got him this time. Ackerman had been really good at almost dying. That time he was
actually dying.
Yeah. So that wasn't good. But anyway, the Ravenous Hydra trick on Renekton is, I think we talked about this last week as well.
Yeah.
But it's still awesome.
It is.
Renekton has a very slow attack animation on his W. But it's more so that after he lands it, he gets locked out for about half a second. Because Ravenous Hydra is an instant, like, AoE auto attack, just like a mini one, if you use that right after you stun someone with W, it breaks your animation lock.
Yeah.
And you can then start auto attacking again. So you spike through substantially more damage with Ravenous Hydra. I think some people think that when Renekton buys a Hydra, it's just like, oh, it's a nice AoE wave clear damage because Hydra is good on melees, which is all true, but it's even better on Renekton because of that fact.
Yeah. Oh, because in a bad spot. Please don't. Okay. That was actually kind of a weird javelin. That was a little bit far of a lead right there. But.
Yeah.
Okay, another one misses. Good.
Everybody misses.
Yeah.
You miss all the spears you don't throw. Hot shot GG.
Yes.
Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky.
There we go. Yeah. Not Michael Jordan, by the way.
No, it's both of them. We went over this.
I mean,
we were both right.
I was more right. But, oh, I like that combo right there. The submarine in a weird way. Jumping in, Caitlyn goes down this fight. Pretty interesting. Sphinx taking one of the shots. Goodbye to more. And now the chase coming in. Can they get a stun on anyone else? Not quite. Mundo still in the background. YSO Esports, Tick not in the best spot. Ackerman has flash. Does not need to use it to get away. 5v3 still in this mid lane.
Yeah, I think LMQ got caught with their pants down a little bit there. They were underestimating YSO Esports there, and they were way too confident the turret despite being outnumbered. And then they got initiated on extremely hardly there by YSO Esports. Good initiation by Vi, especially the Zigzalt. Crushed LMQ right there. And it's kind of that mid-game team fight they want to force. Got it back farther away against an Italy.
Yeah, that was
not
ideal. That's the second one we've seen like this now, where it's like you probably should have been behind a minion, and then you took a bunch of damage there. Shall I taking some damage? Ackerman around there as well. Alex the man, I feel like I'm afraid for your life, because things like that are going to happen. Mid lane turret probably going to go down here. Yes, YSO Esports will back off of this one. LMQ, yeah, they get overconfident, and some of them die, but they still make the right move afterwards.
Yeah, they were able to get a turret afterward. I still don't think it was the right move to get caught in the mid lane.
Well, no.
But they make the best of bad situations, just like being really good at almost dying. It ends up baiting. Plays like this come from taking a lot of risks frequently. Teams just get very good at getting themselves out of bad situations. It's a thing that Reginald used to do in North American Solo Queue when he was a pro player. He was actually fairly low rated because he just played so recklessly and sometimes badly. But in pro play, if he got put in bad situations, he knew how to get out of them.
And here we go. A lot of CC coming across LG Hunter at a really bad spot. Gonna go in with the Lulu ulti, and the damage comes across No Name. They're gonna trade kills on the junglers. That is a dead dragon, though, to LMQ's side. 1-for-1 kills. Mikasa forced to run away. LMQ a little bit low on mana, but they're still going to put the chase on. Another javelin comes across, hits Sphinx. That's a fairly squishy frontliner here, slow on the tick as well. The chase is on towards Lulu. Another javelin lands as well. LMQ still on the chase. Xiao might find one more.
Trying to weave it through.
He's going to be okay. Ugh, that was a little bit painful, and they're still chasing Renekton. Pops the CC, and Twitch! There comes Twitch! Can he get the damage he needs? Not quite. It's going to be a dead Renekton, and now Twitch has nowhere to go. This is not a good thing. Shields come across. I don't think he's going to live through this one. He is not going to.
They're kind of trapped right now, I feel like.
I feel like Xiao's going to kill them all right there, but misses the javelin. The jump going in. Mikasa likely to go down and does make that a very delayed ace right here. LMQ picking up everybody for one.
So delayed. LG Hunters back in the action right now. Cannot defend the turret, though, and that was just everyone knowing what to do when they're at low health. They cornered YSO Esports in a really weird spot, considering that fight started at Dragon. But impressive nonetheless. 13 kills to 6. Yeah. The farm is slowed down for Xiao because he's been fighting so much.
He's farming peeps, not creeps.
How long have you been waiting to say that?
A friend of mine used to say that a bunch, so I still had it for a while.
Yeah. So like 3 years.
Like 6 months.
All right.
Whatever.
So a friend of yours from like 6 months ago, are you no longer close?
Pretty much, yeah.
He's going to be watching this and be like, that bastard, he stole my line.
I shouldn't even give any credit out. I invented it. It was mine just now. We're good. Okay. So, Twitch having a rough game. Lulu having an even rougher game. I do want to point out that Sphinx gets to say he won his lane against someone who got top 2 at a world championship.
It's true. I think he did fantastic against Ackerman. Aside from the one moment where Ackerman killed him with a couple cleavers.
Yeah.
Everything else has been solid. His Hydra build has actually paid off in lane. It doesn't transition spectacularly into the game, but that's just Renekton in general. He's great up until about 25 minutes or 30 minutes, and if you haven't won by then, you better hope someone else on your team is doing well.
And no,
not yet, actually. Yeah, it's trouble.
It's unfortunate here. We're going to see if they can do something to turn this one around. A locket has been picked up by LG Hunter, so Vi will be giving some shields to her team, which is nice. YSO Esports pretty much in damage control. LMQ looking for ways to probably start controlling this game. I feel like, I guess they would siege more than go for Baron, but like if they weren't a siege team, this is when you start setting up Baron fights.
So what's interesting actually is they can zone out Baron with Leona and maybe an Italy, and then can 2-man it fairly easily with Kha'Zix and Mundo. Mundo can tank, Kha'Zix can do a bunch of damage if he evolves his Q, which I believe he has.
I know he started with E.
Yeah, Q was his second evolution.
Yeah. Okay, and interestingly, I guess this makes sense actually, but I haven't seen it very much. He did max leap second. I usually see leap left at a 1-pointer, but that was back when he was popular
Yeah, that was back when you
maxed
maxed the W.
first.
And
Yeah.
people haven't really jumped around to E. E does some pretty respectable damage.
Yeah, you figure you're getting the reset with it in the first place.
Yeah.
Might as well have it hit harder.
I like that. It also lowers the cooldown if you're not getting resets. And it's not even about zoning out Baron, it's just they're killing it so damn fast. And YSO Esports is so scared of him. This is a nice call.
Yeah, and at this point they know about this. Like, nearly runs around to throw javelins in vision of wards. It just does not matter. YSO Esports, a lot of damage. Might. Oh my god, that was close. 80 health after shielding. Good job.
That would have been so awesome if it would have finished her off, but no Lulu Walt was used. The synergy was really cool. Ace in the hole to a spear.
Yeah.
Full, like, these are the 3 most threatening items on Italy, and he has them at 26 minutes plus a Baron buff. So, Xiao in absolute terror if any one of those spears land. As you can see, 2 spears will be a kill on 3/5 of their team.
And of course, with the blue buff winning around on the right-hand side, throwing with no minions anywhere nearby. Oh, okay. Woo. Twitch, be careful.
Yeah, Alex is not the man when he gets hit by a spear.
No. It's a rat. A very
Mikasa is
squishy
not
one.
nearly as powerful as when she's a character in Attack on Titan.
True.
Ackerman is just as tactful, though. So, all credit to him.
Ironic that one of them's doing so much better than the other.
Yeah, because they're usually on a team together.
Well, they're normally the same
They work
person.
separately. Yeah. I got them mixed up again. I was thinking of a different character.
It's fine. Here we go. The knockup begins, and he's still invisible. Alex Man jumping into this one. Can they get the fight they need? Lots of knockups coming across, but not enough damage. Ackerman on the front line. Sting's trying to fight the back line by himself, but now isolated. Gonna go down thanks to Kha'Zix getting a double kill. The jungler dealing damage, working out nicely. The chase still coming through. Javelin not going to land here. Alex the Man, though, is 1 Javelin from dead. Is it this one? It doesn't be that one.
But I think they're going to try and end this game very quickly. They're just brute forcing through. They still have tons of Baron buff time left. They're still eating people. There's 3 dead. Inhibitor down. Everybody live for LMQ. Let's see if they can end free.
Well, here we go. 27:45 in. First Nexus turret taking some damage right there. That's going to drop in about 8 seconds total. 2 versus 5 now. Try to take the base and keep it alive. Still the spam coming out from Mikasa. Alex the Man drops low. Does not go down. Flash forced away from the Kha'Zix. LMQ stops with Inhibitor and 1 Nexus turret.
Yeah, a couple more of those kills, I think they would have ended it. But this game is all but secured. You just look at how easily they're able to push in there. The fact they got down 1 Nexus turret, the fact that they still have about 1 minute and 40 seconds on this Baron buff means they can actually shop. They need to clear waves anyway. Probably just push straight up the mid or the bottom lane and try and end.
And we'll see what they do with this one. Sweeping out the minions in the other lanes. Why the heck not? Free gold. I mean, you're about to not be at 10 minions a minute. Come on, Xiao.
300. 28.33. Let's track that. I'm writing that down.
All right, let's do it.
28.33. I brought a pen and paper this time because we were doing calculations the other day and we couldn't write them down. I got really sad. We're ranking champions from 1 to 10 on their late game power.
And mental addition is hard in single-digit numbers.
Well, especially when you're like jumping all around.
There's 10 of them,
without trying to write things down. Like if I just said like what's 8 plus 7 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. No, but
25.
But I said that over a long period of time.
Yeah, okay. Here we go.
You're right. It is 25.
Yeah, 3 plus 3 plus 4 is 10.
But
so
who can't remember 5 numbers in a row? I feel like most people can remember 7 back when people used to remember phone numbers.
I had a friend of mine who, in class, someone gave him like 2 6-digit numbers and said multiply them, and so he just spit out a random gigantic number, and it ended up being right.
No.
Yeah, it was like, or it was like a 5 or 6 digit number. He's like, yeah, what's 74,312 times 2,454? And he was like, 27 million something, and was like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he swears it was true. He's telling me the story. I wasn't there for it.
Okay, I don't believe.
So you might be a liar.
I feel like that man is a liar. You're rather gullible for stories like that, I feel like. Oh my god, that spear. Like we said, LMQ's trying to just crush this lane right now. Oh, Alex the Man goes down.
Well, 2 javelins. That's going to be a Nexus.
Yeah.
An Inhibitor turret at the very least. Likely to be a Nexus. Getting ahead of myself with this one. The push coming through. Inhibitor going to fall down. Super minions already in the base. 2 of them here. This is going to be all kinds of painful if they can find it. Here we go. 4v5. Initiation comes in and more onto the turret right here. The dive coming through. It's going to be the jump in from Kha'Zix. Who's going to fall down first? It will be the Lulu. More dodging turret aggro. The knockup there on the no-name. LG100 just drops down anyway. Doesn't matter too much for this world. 3 members now dead for YSO Esports. Mikasa spams out some water balloons. That's not going to matter. Briefcase comes in. That's going to be the Nexus going down. LMQ in 30 minutes and 24 seconds. taking the 1-0.
I can't believe Leona didn't die at the end there. That was a quick game, kind of like we expected. LMQ was incredibly hyped coming into this, even though YSO Esports did take down a top seed. Not very known players.
No.
So I'd have to say their top laner in the first game, Sphinx, did pretty well holding on his own.
Yeah.
But the rest of the team got baited in multiple situations.
They did. I actually didn't see the setup for the first death that Ziggs had in mid. I just know he was running into the enemy jungle.
I believe he just got ganked from like behind the path in the river, and then he just tried to retreat in that direction because it was his best chance of living.
Yeah, and I've seen teams will like put pink wards down and like their friendly like Wraith brush, the one near river. Not Wraith. Lizard brush towards river on the other side. Put a pink ward there. Doesn't usually get swept and watches that gank route.
Yes.
And those defensive pink wards seem to be the popular ones. That would have helped him.
It was pretty early in the game.
It was, but I don't know. Like you're right. Like at 6 minutes, you don't typically have one, but that kind of stuff would kind of keep them alive.
I'd say next game that's a good place for a ward though.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, just because of how many ganks Kha'Zix was trying to pull off in the mid game, he was really all over the map.
He went especially mid a lot. I felt that seemed like his most common.
He was mid bot. He was kind of living in YSO Esports jungle as far as I could tell.
Yeah.
And they were never able to get him out of there.
Yeah. So of course, very well played by No Name, doing a good job there, keeping his lanes in a pretty good spot overall, and ended up cleaning up kills really nicely. The damage jungles we were talking about.
Yeah, man, LMQ, very impressive game so far.
Very impressive.
They have some nice plays coming through.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they can do in Game 2. Guys, we're going to take a quick break and give you guys a commercial for fun. When we reconnect, it's time for Game 2. Shall we?